There are the odds from DraftKings Sportsbook, the MVP candidates as it currently stands. As I said earlier, when we get to the end of the season, you have a pretty good idea of who deserves it. Who do you have a pretty good idea as of right now would deserve it, Miles, based upon half of the season? I'll give you the first pick for the top MVP candidates through half of 2023.
Well, frankly, it's somebody that wasn't even on that list from the odds makers at DraftKings, and it's A.J. Brown. I think he has been the best player on what's been the best team in football so far this year. The only one-loss team that still exists right now in the 2023 NFL season. I mean, he has 1,005 yards and 6 touchdowns, and that is a good season for most receivers, and he's done it in 9 games, had a string of 6 straight games with at least 125 yards receiving. I mean, still had 7 for 65 in this last one that they just had over the Dallas Cowboys. But I think when you look at that offense, Jalen Hurts is playing well, but he's not playing as well as he did last season. I don't know that he really truly is at an MVP caliber level right now. I think he certainly could get there by the end of the season, but as we stand right now, I would give it to A.J. Brown over anybody else on the Eagles, Mike.
I made that case last week in an item at PFT. A.J. Brown, just like with Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill in the AFC with the Dolphins. And if the Dolphins are the 1 seed, it's got to be one of those two guys as the lead finalist from that team, because it's one of the guys, typically, unless somebody sets an all-time single-season statistical record, it's going to be somebody from the 1 seed in the AFC or the NFC. So Tyreek Hill or Tua, Dolphins, if they emerge with the 1 seed, A.J. Brown or Jalen Hurts, if the Eagles emerge with the 1 seed in the NFC. And I'd lean A.J. Brown right now. I know his streak of consecutive 125-yard or more games ended last week, but he still had a touchdown. He was still a key component in that win over the Dallas Cowboys. And Hurts has been banged up. A.J. Brown has been more effective this year. So I don't disagree with you at all. Although right now, when you look at the best teams in the NFL and you look at what the Ravens have done to the Lions and the Seahawks, I put Lamar Jackson up there. He's already won it before, 2019. It's been 4 years ago. But with this new offense, he is playing at that level. And I would go Lamar Jackson as of right now. And if the Ravens end up with a 1 seed in the AFC, it'll be Lamar Jackson or insert proper name of the lead finalist from the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah, I agree with you about Lamar Jackson. He was also on my list next, and he's leading the league right now with a 71.5% completion rate. That's not something that we've really seen from Lamar Jackson before, and I think it speaks to some of the changes that Todd Monken has made within that offense, but he's still rushing the ball, right? He's still gone for 440 yards and 5 touchdowns there. So the Ravens still have that good running attack. Lamar Jackson is at the center of all of it. And so next on my list actually is going to be somebody that Lamar Jackson just beat the brakes off of a couple weeks ago, but it's Jared Goff. And, we talk about teams that could be in the mix for number 1 seeds. Who knows what's going to happen with Philadelphia? But right now, Jared Goff is playing some of the best football, if not the best football of his career. And I was witness to those 2 years that he had with the Rams and Sean McVay in 17 and 18 that were terrific. I mean, he's completing a career high 68.3% of his passes. He's got over 2,100 yards right now, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. You did have the clunker at Baltimore, but that's going to happen over the course of a 17-game season. And Mike, right now, I don't know that any quarterback in the NFC is playing better than Jared Goff. So put him in the MVP race.
Well, and if they get the 1 seed in the NFC, which is entirely possible, I spoke yesterday with Aiden Hutchinson about that. They're aware of the value of the 1 seed and the possibility they could get it. Goff becomes the most obvious MVP candidate from the Lions if that occurs. Right? The next one is difficult for me because I got to say Patrick Mahomes, even though the Chiefs' offense hasn't been spectacular. The Chiefs are still one of the best teams in football, and Mahomes is still Mahomes, and he makes the throws when he needs to make them. They get the points when they need to have them. They've won the games. They're in position, and he's Mahomes. At the end of the day, 50 human beings vote on these, and it's hard to get past the fact that Mahomes is Mahomes. If they get the 1 seed, Mahomes is the candidate. And that's one of the reasons why he's one of the favorites right now at plus 350. He's Mahomes. All right, let's take a break. We'll do one more round when this Tuesday edition of PFT Live concludes. Oh, wait a minute. Before I get there, I've been reminded, as I often do, that I've forgotten the promo. Don't forget, as I just did. On DraftKings Sportsbook this season, new customers can bet $5 and pocket $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, all customers can get a no-sweat, same-game parlay every day. Download the app and use the promo code PFTLive when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Myles, give me your third one.
I'm going to go with Tua Tagovailoa. And, you were mentioning, it would probably be either between Tagovailoa or Tyreek Hill. I'm going to lean Tagovailoa for a couple of reasons. And he leads the league right now in passing yards, just over 2,600. He's got 19 touchdowns. That leads the league. And also, he has the top pass rating at 106.4. So those things, I think, speak to how well he's played within that offense. Now, they don't really have the signature win. But if we're going to talk about MVP candidates, and the Miami Dolphins get to one of the top 2 seeds, let's say, in the AFC, then it's going to be a lot because Tagovailoa got them there. So that's the guy I would go with.
And it's going to be a conversation. It's going to be a debate. It's going to be a discussion between him and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Because Tyreek Hill arguably means more to that offense than Tua Tagovailoa does. And we saw Tua on Sunday, a couple of rough plays with the game on the line. That throw that badly missed the mark, and then he couldn't handle the snap when he saw the blitz coming. Those are things that will all add up. I'm struggling here because I think Joe Burrow is going to be a viable MVP candidate, but based on the first half of the season, no, because he was injured for the first part. How about Trevor Lawrence? He's at 20-1 on the DraftKings Sportsbook odds because they're in position to get the 1 seed. He'd be the candidate from the Jaguars to be the MVP if they get the 1 seed. The schedule has been soft. It gets a little rockier this weekend against the Jaguars, but I mean against the 49ers, not against the Jaguars. Jaguars playing the 49ers. But Trevor Lawrence, for the same reasons you said with Jared Goff, I think Trevor Lawrence, this would be interesting. Lions 1 seed, Jaguars 1 seed. Who gets more votes between Lawrence and Goff? That would be fascinating to see that play out.
That would be fascinating. I think it would probably be Lawrence just based on the reputation that Jared Goff has, unless he is playing just extraordinarily good football toward the end of the season. I think Lawrence would get that nod.
Is one of the factors in giving out the MVP award having hands large enough to lift the trophy? Is that one of the factors? Because then that would affect what? Just playing. Enjoy your day. Thanks, Myles. See you, everybody. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.